Heathrow Airport is one of the busiest airports in the world, and if you don't know what you're doing here, it can get confusing fast. Between multiple terminals, trains into London, buses, rental cars, and even a brand new UK entry system, there's a lot to figure out. So today we're showing you exactly how to navigate Heathrow Airport step by step, from landing to immigration to getting into London, and even how to get back to the airport for your flight home. And trust us, there are definitely a few things we wish we knew before coming here. Welcome to the United Kingdom. Let's get this started. Alright, so we just landed in Terminal 5 at Heathrow Airport. Terminal 5 is Heathrow's busiest terminal and mainly used by British Airways. Heathrow also has Terminal 2, Terminal 3, and Terminal 4, all used by different airlines depending on where you're flying from. So before you're coming to the airport, definitely double check which terminal your airline uses. Now in our case, we actually had to take a shuttle bus from the plane over to the terminal. This doesn't always happen at Heathrow. Sometimes you walk straight into the airport from the plane. But at really busy airports like this, remote stands are actually pretty common. And honestly, despite on how massive Heathrow is, the signage here is actually pretty good. So once you get inside, just follow the signs for arrivals and baggage claim. Now before you even get to this point, there's something new you need to know. To enter the UK, many travelers now need something called an ETA. It's basically a digital travel authorization you apply for online before your trip. You pay a small fee, it gets linked to your passport. It was good for either 2 years or when your passport expires. And without it, you might not even be allowed to make your flight. So definitely don't leave this until last minute. Once you've got that sorted out though, this whole process is actually pretty straightforward. After immigration, you'll head down to baggage claim and then out to the arrivals hall. You're going to get to this sign here. You got the reclaim information, you got the exit, reclaim belts, toilets right there, other belts right there. This is kind of cool. I like how it's like, hey, there's a plane, there's passport control, baggage reclaim is next, customs, and getting out of here. All right, so just down from that escalator, you got all the screens right here. Look for your number, your plane flight number. Ours was BA385, and it'll show 11 beside it, and that's where you want to go to collect your baggage right here. All right, so once you get all your luggage, you're gonna wanna go to the exit, and that's where you're gonna wanna go to customs. Now, we have nothing to declare, but there's another side if you need to declare stuff. We just got nothing to declare, so. And this is where Heathrow can start feeling a little bit overwhelming, because now you need to figure out how you're getting into London. All right, now that you're in the arrivals here, in the international arrivals departure, Terminal 5, you're gonna find everything you're looking for right here. So if you're looking for the exit, go that way. If you're looking for all parked cars, taxis, buses, you gotta go this way. You know, lifts to departures, airline lounges, they have that as well. But if you got looking for a car rental like us, you are looking for the underground, you know, rail station, train station, it's all gonna be this way. Their signs are obviously cleared in English since we're in England now. And it's fantastic and easy to really read and go through. Everything's been really pretty clear and concise. How do you think about this, Megan?
Yeah, so far we're looking for the car rental, so we're just going to follow the sign to the car rental.
Absolutely. And there's also a meeting point. There's one that's north, and then right down here, you'll see it, there's one that's south. Maybe that's something, especially if you're for taxis, private drivers, stuff like that. That's how you're going to find them, you know what I mean? They're going to say, hey, we're going to be in the meeting north point. Look for us that way, right? So anyways, we're gonna look for this car rental. We're gonna figure this out. All right, guys, so there's actually nobody working here. This is the car rental section right here. And right here, all it says is, I'll show you right here actually. All it says is, please proceed directly to shuttle buses 26 and 27. So they do have a shuttle bus option, which is fantastic, right? I do like that. It's a big airport. A lot of people are renting cars. So we're gonna get there, just so you know it's right there. Beside us is you need a SIM card, you can get that there. You need money exchange, you can get that there. You know what, this is perfect, okay? Let's keep going. All right, so before we actually find the buses here, if you're looking for just baggage storage, they have it. It's massive. You know, you're gonna be paying whatever prices, but if you need it, it's right here. All right, as soon as you get in, you're gonna see all the signs. Just follow them. You know what? You'll find it for sure. Like here's Europe car right here. I'll show you. Oh, nice. Yes.
That was easy enough.
Yeah.
It really was.
That was awesome. Yeah.
The signs, they're very good from mine.
Yeah, they're very good. Honestly, right now I'm really impressed with Heathrow. Big airport, but efficient, it seems like. Love that. Yeah. Alrighty. We are driving in England. We're going on the other side. We're sitting right here. This is where I'm driving. I got full insurance. Well, kind of. It's kind of like you still pay 86 pounds, and it's good for like glass and stuff like that. And anything over like, you know, it's got to be a big dent, right? So yeah. Anyways, let's get going. So if you're planning on driving in England, good luck with those roundabouts and small and narrow roads. We actually have a full driving video of how to drive in England, so make sure you check that out. And of course, you know, nothing's completed with getting train tickets for the train station. And how you want to do that is you follow this sign that's so massive, you ain't gonna miss it. It's right here, big train tickets. There it is. Okay, so we're gonna go here. I'm just gonna
Go by destination.
Okay.
And I already know we want to go to Russell Square.
Yeah.
That's an
Oh, that's really great.
Single.
Buy a ticket.
No, watch it. Stuff in euros.
Okay.
You want 2.
Okay.
Okay, confirm.
Yep.
Sure. Okay. We got 2
Yeah.
tickets.
Okay, so there's tickets right
Heathrow,
there.
Terminal 5, and we're going on the Piccadilly line to Russell
Square. Cool. All right, let's do it. Now, if you're heading into central London, the train is probably the easiest option for most travelers. There are a couple of different options here, including the Heathrow Express, the Elizabeth line, and the Underground, also known as a tube. For us, we hopped onto the tube and rode it all the way to Cockfosters. And yes, that's the real name. All right, and that's how you buy your tickets and get through to the Piccadilly line, right?
Yes.
How nice was that?
That was super seamless. I'm very shocked.
Right? I'm so shocked. That was amazing. Now, just so you know, depending on what train you use, for us, if you're using the Underground, take the elevator. Those steps, it was so many to get up there, so we did the elevator. Do that. It'll be your easiest option. There are also buses and coach services here at Heathrow. There are usually cheaper options, but if it's your first time here, the train is honestly probably the easiest route. Now, if you don't want to deal with the trains or public transportation, you can also take an Uber or taxi directly from Heathrow. This is definitely the easiest option, but depending on traffic, it can also be very expensive, especially during busy times in London. Now, eventually, sadly, your trip comes to an end. So let's talk about how to get back to Heathrow. Honestly, the process is very similar, but sometimes it can change depending on workers' strike, construction, different trains you got access. It's not always the same.
So we have to go there and then
Wow, eh? And as you get it, right? You never know. You never know.
sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not.
Yep, today's not. For us, we took the Underground train back to the airport. However, we had to make a couple transfers along the way. The biggest thing is to make sure you know what terminal you're flying out of, because Heathrow is massive and getting in between terminals can take longer than you think. For me and Megan, she was actually flying out of Terminal 3 and I was flying out of Terminal 4. We're going to show you both. First, let's get to Megan's. Megan ended up flying out of Heathrow Terminal 3, and it was busy for her. A lot more busy than my Terminal 4. This handles a huge mix of international airlines here at Heathrow. Terminal 3 is very modern, it's bright, and surprisingly easy to navigate even though it's busy.
Well, security was actually very seamless. Took 5 minutes. Easy peasy.
There is also a ton of shopping and restaurants once you get through security. And compared to some massive airports around the world, Heathrow actually does a pretty good job helping passengers find where they need to go.
9:30. We made it here. Yay!
Meanwhile, I was flying out of Heathrow Terminal 4, which feels a little more separate from the rest of Heathrow. So depending on your airline, make sure you double check your terminal before coming to the airport. Alright, so obviously I highly recommend taking the train. However, if you are using a vehicle getting picked up or dropped off by taxi, this is where you're going to want to go, just outside of here. we need to go over here. Now, I showed up pretty early, so I'm just gonna see what's going on here. This is all the check-in stuff right now. You got check-in zones from A to F and H. Now, the first thing you're gonna notice is the check-in information. I can see mine right there. I'm at 1410. Opens at 10:10. I don't even know what time it is. Let's check this out right now. I've gotten here a little earlier. So now Terminal 4 is much smaller than, of course, your 2 and 3s where Megan was flying out. It's 8:55, so I'm here pretty early. I can't even check in anything yet. All right, so fantastic. Just by the exits there, they actually have, or G&H and the airline ticket services, they have a weight scale right here. And then you can repack and reorganize your stuff here. Just in case it's, your bag's overweight. We're going to try mine out. I'm pretty sure I'm good, but we'll see. So I got 19.7, so I'm under the limit, so I'm good. Don't have to repack, but I've had to before, and it's just nice that they have these tables right here. You can do that if you need to. All right, so if you're arriving in Terminal 4, you have everything you're looking for from the exit. You got buses, taxis, terminal parking, app, and private hire. Now, if you're looking to actually just take the Piccadilly line into London, you want to go into the elevator and hit -1. That'll take you right to the train station. That's where you're going to want to buy your tickets, catch your train, and get into the city. Otherwise, there's a little bit here. You're going to come here. You're going to find a money exchange. You're also going to find a Costa Coffee. Can't wait to have one upstairs as well. They don't have one right now, but I'm sure when you're going, they're going to have it open. So, yeah, I don't know. Welcome to Terminal 4, I guess, right? So, anyways, it's just kind of, it's a smaller, if you're just flying in 4, I think you're going to probably appreciate it because it doesn't seem that bad. A little bit busier here on the arrival area, but as you can see, you got your basic stuff. Signs are so done well here in Heathrow. I don't care if it's Terminal 5, 2, 3, or this one here at 4. Okay, so right behind me is security clearance. That took like 3 minutes. Not sure if you're gonna get lucky like that. I know Megan's was a little bit longer, but honestly, that was in Terminal 2 or 3 and 4. It took me a couple of minutes. So you're gonna wanna first scan your boarding pass. You're gonna go through some gates. Then you're gonna wanna make sure you take off like your phones, your glasses, your belts, all that kind of stuff. Go through security. They're gonna scan you, all that kind of stuff. And then you're just gonna walk right through. So when you walk right through, you're gonna turn around. And the first thing you're going to see is like duty free here. This is where you're going to have like all your restaurants, any type of shops you're looking for. If you got any spare cash like me, I'm going to do some shopping here. So let's go check some of these stores out. Let's go to duty free. If you're looking for any of your chocolates, perfumes, cigarettes, booze, alcohol, any of that kind of stuff there. It's all here. Restaurants are here. I see coffees right down there. Yeah, and then if you're looking for assistance, it's going to be right here. Go there as well. As for gates, I'm not sure which gate I'm at yet. I haven't really looked at my boarding pass. Probably is on there right now, so let's go check that out actually right now. See what we got here. Okay, so Zone 4, Economy 29D. Looking for my gate though, and I think they show it on screen, so we're gonna figure this out here. Actually, and when you walk by, you're gonna see this right here, and it's gonna be an information screen up here, and we're gonna see when my gate, if it is actually shows right now. We'll see. Okay, so for the 14:10 or 2:10 p.m. there for Calgary, gate is shown at 12:55. So we got a little bit of time, so we might as well see what's all around here. So even for a small airport like terminal here in 4, there's still places to eat. See a Waffle Meister. There's a bar restaurant right there. We're probably gonna grab a drink right there. Coffee place. Tons of different food options. Different, a lot of duty-free stuff. See a bunch of shops. I don't know. It'll keep you occupied. Is it the biggest terminal airport? No, it's pretty small, which you might appreciate like I do. But if you're coming in from 2 or 3, tons of more options for sure. Or 5, obviously. But 4, that's your smallest one for sure. And it does, it works for me, honestly. It's just nice and quiet. And the only thing I don't like is like when you gotta look on the screens here, like what do we, gate's gonna show at 12:55. Like I think we board, like I think they give you like 20 minutes to board, so hopefully don't change the gates. And but at least this is a small terminal. In 2 or 3 you might have to take a 20-minute walk. That could happen if your gate does change. Yeah, that's great. So Megan, she's actually boarded. She's in airplane mode now, so I got an hour and 20 before I start boarding. I gotta wait till 11:55, which is just in over an hour. I'm just gonna hang out here, have a drink. Like I said, lots of shops, you know, for a smaller terminal. A couple options for food. If you like coffee, they got a Costa Coffee. They got one over here as well. There's, you know what? It's fantastic. It's quieter, which I couldn't be more happier about. And just like that, that's how you get in and get out of Heathrow. Have the best time in London. It's a beautiful city, amazing country. We'll see you in the next one. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Like this video. Bye for now.